Wow, way to start a podcast there. Wow.
Oh God.
Still going.
Yeah, excuse me.
Hold on. Now I'm doing it. Okay.
See, now you're just making fun of me because I was actually coughing.
No, it was a bit legit.
Okay.
I overdid it, but it was a little legit.
So, the way I see it, we have two options here. We can reintroduce ourselves and shit since we never actually released that podcast. Or I can release those podcasts as like archival podcasts.
What do you want to do? I don't mind reintroducing.
Might as well retread territory. Been a crazy year, so
Yeah.
I'm not quite as into some of the same things as I was when I made that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not... Like, I went back and listened to it the other day, actually.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah. No, it was... I don't do most of that stuff anymore.
I do not want to hear it now.
Well, no, it was like model making stuff, and it was all my prop work and stuff. That. When I was like trying to do custom toys.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. So
that's hilarious.
Okay, well, ladies first.
Well, my name is Tim. You know. Shit. Fucking that's all I got.
My name's Tim.
My name is Tim.
That's all you need to know?
Pretty much. I'm not going to tell you guys anything about me until we get to know each other better. First name basis, Tim.
Wow. Savage. That's just not nice. We're trying to provide a comfy and warm and welcoming atmosphere.
Kidding. I'm Tim, you know.
You're just being a cockweasel.
Well, see, I don't know what to say about myself, okay? I'm a nervous Nilly. You know, don't push it forward here. Whoa.
Your fucking readout's tiny, man. I'm
sorry, guys.
Well, now it's gonna be too big. So just chill, right where. Fuck! I hit the mic. See what you made me do?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, buddy.
You do it first.
Oh my!
You show me how it's done. All right, I'm
done. Oh God. Hey man, run the channel, do the editing, do the record, and run the podcast. Just take charge, my brother.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding. I'm just roasting.
You son of a bitch.
This was my idea. So, I shoulder all of the blame from henceforth.
But hey, no, I'm Tim. You know, I'm his buddy. You know, I don't really edit or anything. You know, I haven't learned how to do that yet. So he's the one that does it. I'm just kind of here himself. For commentary basis, I guess.
He's my man who sits on the couch and makes me feel funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my job.
But he's gonna help work on all the other stuff too.
Oh yeah, no.
So what are you into, Tim? Like, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah. These people have to be interested in who we are too, not just the shit we talk about. Come on, man. Can't just be like a faceless nobody, dude. You gotta actually...
Well, obviously we have
show us that personality.
We've got our... Well, you know, we play the video games. We're the gamers. We play, you know...
I mean, the channel is called Super Game Boys.
Exactly. You know, we're that trope. Shit. Goddamn, there's gonna be dead drop here because I can't think of anything.
I'll pick up the slack for you. You're a movie guy.
Oh, I was about to bring that up. Yeah, movie. God, best movie. Well, for me, movie of the year 2019 is Joker. I loved the fucking Joker movie
for sure. And that's crazy to think about that. That's in the same year that we got some of the craziest things.
Exactly.
Like, we got Endgame this year.
Exactly.
And Joker still, for me anyways, and you, came out on top.
Mm-hmm. Joaquin, fantastic. Todd Phillips, I think, did a wonderful job directing. I don't know why people gave a lot of shit about that movie before its release, but, you know, whatever.
Well, it was a dead month for controversy, so I think they were kind of just reaching for whatever they could.
Guess, yeah. God damn, I went to go see the movie. There was one security guard there, and it was some scrawny, tall dude.
Yeah, you were saying he looked like me, basically, and I'm not that intimidating, so I know that wasn't much to be like concerned of. Like,
But yeah.
No, that was ridiculous. It really was.
Let's see. Death Stranding, so far, is my favorite game of the year. Hands down. Even though it's a recent release, I love Death Stranding.
As much as I loved Kingdom Hearts 3, I have to give it to Death Stranding.
I mean, I loved Kingdom Hearts 3 as well, but Death Stranding...
We seem to be in the minority on that, apparently, but... Yeah. You know, whatever. It's fine.
I guess it's because we're Kojima shills.
Oh, I meant for Kingdom Hearts, but yeah, Death Stranding too, apparently. Like...
Oh, both, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay. I fucking love Kojima's hour-long cutscene shit in Metal Gear Solid 4. I just...
Oh, yeah.
Just sit down the controller and just watch.
Well, it's like how he made a ladder cool.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Kojima figured it out. That's for damn sure. No. Because I love the ladder sequence in MGS3, especially when Snake Eater starts playing.
Oh.
So good.
Everybody knows that part.
But, sorry, I'm taking a sippy of the eggnog.
Do I have any
left? It's the holiday season, after all.
Oh, it's good nog.
Be better if there was Jameson in it, man.
Sorry, it's all gone.
Can't believe you drank that whole bottle, bro. That was like a week ago. How much you drinking? Is that something we should address while we're introducing ourselves? Tim's an alcoholic?
I'm an alcoholic.
Nah.
Of 26 years. I came out the womb drinking. I'm gonna die drinking.
I've been drinking my whole life.
Yeah.
I've been preparing for this.
Liver, I have none.
But yeah, no, you just... I don't know. You're a nerd. You play video games. You like playing tabletop games. You play card games.
Speaking of which, that Sacramento GamersCon we went to.
That was fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was a bit... It wasn't small, but it was like... I was expecting maybe a little bigger.
It was tough to move around sometimes.
A little bit, yeah, exactly.
A little tight in some areas, but that kind of works because hey, I could segue into introducing myself now.
Bless you.
That was an experience. So my name's Owen. I'm also a Game Boy. I'm an E-boy as well. I stream. That's what we call ourselves as a meme.
E-boys?
Is E-boys, because that's what they call the girl streamers, is E-girls.
Okay.
As like an insult for them, but I think that's part of the reason why we've started calling ourselves E-boys, is to be like, it's not an insult. Like, why are you saying that to people? Like,
right.
Like, yeah, e-girls are normally associated with porn, ha ha ha, so I guess we're just going to associate ourselves with that too, just to be like, fuck you. But, that was tangential as fuck. Anyways, yeah, no, I'm a gamer, I stream, I'm trying to work on some solo content, trying to work on a few actual shows for us to do, and not just Let's Plays. Hopefully that'll be done by like April. We'll be able to start doing that stuff.
Okay, so
I guess I'm the boss.
Pretty much. Like, I don't know.
Until
I start pitching in more.
Yeah. I mean, you did go halvesies with me on the mic,
and I'm gonna continue going halvesies on stuff with you. So
yeah, on equipment and shit that we need. Just gonna really help out with the camera we need for TGD, because we're gonna need like at least 2 cameras that are like $600 a piece.
God.
So it's gonna be nicer to have you help with that down the line.
Yep.
Because I'm not trying to pay $1,200 of my own money right now. I am so broke.
Hey, oh shit.
Oh, how unprofessional.
I'm sorry.
Man. Close it behind you. Thank you. Alright, well, I guess I'll just take the rest of this time to keep introducing myself so we don't spiral into tangents. My name's Owen. I play video games. I stream. I love movies. I'm trying to get into reviewing content of all kinds. I'm a game collector. I'm a figure collector. I collect a lot of things, actually. Play a lot of card games, mostly Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon Ball Super. The thing I'm collecting for right now primarily is the PSP, the Nintendo DS, and the original Xbox, because they're all super cheap right now, and nobody's really collecting for them. So that's a fun little tip for anybody who actually listens to this and wants to walk away with something that's not mindless drivel. We should do like a segment on the podcast where it's just like Owen's Collecting Corner, where I talk about the collecting market or like pitch tips and stuff. That'd be a good idea, I think. Oh, it's fine. I got to finish introducing myself without us going out on tangents.
There we go. Distraction averted.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just came up with an idea. I pitched it into the mic, but I'll pitch it to you too. I was like, maybe we should do like a segment every podcast called like Owen's and Tim's or like Owen's Collecting Corner, or like Owen and Tim's Collecting Corner, where we like just talk about pickups we've got, or like
okay,
tips on what to do, like, or like, oh hey, perfect timing, yeah, fuck it, let's do it right now, like let's do the first one right now. Owen tip number 1: if the game has a good manual, there's chances that the disc is close to immaculate.
Oh yeah, the best tip you taught me so far.
8 like times out of 10.
Every time,
I'm not willing to say 9, but 8 times out of 10.
Every time you go to look for a used game, make sure that manual is in crisp condition.
And obviously the inverse works too. It's just easier because you don't have to pop the fucking game out.
Look at it.
But I mean I do anyways, but it's usually just to see if I'm right.
Yeah.
And I'd say 80% of the time, yeah.
And it's nice about the collecting part too, because we have a little nice spot we go to.
Yeah, no.
We can grab a bunch of stuff, you know. It's like what used to be called Dimple Records.
Yeah.
It changed.
But then Dimple went out of business, and then their son started his own business. It was basically just Dimple.
Yeah.
Which he apparently already had downtown, but then he moved most of the stock to the new store to help with the launch.
Oh, okay.
But we're building a bit of a repertoire there. People know who we are. Like we get the same guy every time, and he's always super down to see with what we were found.
Oh, exactly.
Because they have a cool setup right now. I don't know if it's going to be this way forever, but at least for right now, since they have like an overload of stock, they have $5 games, which are the ones that are boxed with like manuals. Yeah. Not always with manuals, but
most of them are usually PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox,
PS2,
GameCube.
Got some PS1 games, some Dreamcast.
A hint of PSP.
I've gotten a few there. And then they have these long boxes that are just discs, and it's $1 a piece, and they put UMDs and like Game Boy cartridges in there too.
I found some good finds in the only disc pile, in great condition.
Oh yeah, we both did. Like, freaking, I got Crazy Taxi 1, 2, and Soul Calibur 1 for $3.
Right?
Like,
that's ridiculous.
And the discs are in perfectly fine condition. Just flipping through one of my stacks here.
What was my favorite so far? It was Jaws Unleashed.
That was cool.
Jaws Unleashed, The Godfather, and finally Need for Speed Most Wanted on the PS2, again for $3.
Yeah, right? No, I'm just like looking at all these games, and there are a lot of like classic games that you think I would already have since I was a collector, but the thing is for the longest time I didn't collect for the OG Xbox because I didn't have one anymore. But like I was telling like the audience while you're on the phone, like I'm focusing on PSP and Xbox and DS right now because nobody else is.
Hey, it's me, I'm doing PS2, Xbox. Well, PS2 only for exclusives now.
I think that's what I'm gonna do for PS2 and GameCube as well. Yeah.
Xbox because multiplats on the Xbox original just perform better than they did on the PS2.
Very rarely do they not perform better than they did on the GameCube or PS2.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a bit more of a surefire thing with the Xbox that the port's going to be good. And I think that a lot of that had to do with like the system architecture, I think, for the Xbox, because it was closer to being like a PC, so it was much easier to develop for.
Makes sense.
Oof. And it's also the most graphically intensive one.
Oh yeah, no, you can definitely tell. Like fucking Halo.
Yeah.
Right there. It's a good looking Xbox game. Same time as the PS2, and PS2 still had like pretty blocky as hell textures sometimes, you know?
Yeah, well, and it had like those massive RPGs like KOTOR.
Oh, KOTOR. I've never...
Jade Empire.
Never played either of those, but I have KOTOR.
Both really good.
Which I'm playing on the Xbox One.
I'm excited to start playing Otogi, the From Software game that I got at the con. I'm holding off on it for a bit, though.
Ah, man.
Got some other things I need to finish playing first.
I also bought a modded Xbox there.
Yeah, no, you got a modded Xbox.
$80 for $80, not bad.
Yeah, and it has a 500 gig hard drive in there, which is pretty nice.
Huge.
That's pretty good.
I'm loving it, actually. And found out my TV, my 4K, doesn't do 1080i.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
My TV does.
It's fucking bullshit. It works perfectly fine with the 480p and 720p, but...
Just never going to get that full HD appearance, man.
It still looks perfectly fine, though.
Appearance. Well, 1080i is not much of a higher resolution than 720p.
Yeah, that's like 720 is still like a crisp.
Because interlaced is different.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually, that was probably the best find that we had, like that we actually bought.
Yeah.
Like we found some cool stuff there. It's just we couldn't afford it. There was like 4 Pikachu
Nintendo
N64s.
Yeah.
And they were all in pretty good shape with their controllers.
And a Majora's Mask SP you found that.
The regular Triforce SP.
Yeah.
The 90... Super Famicom SP, the one you were looking at.
Yep, I liked that one. Which I went by to go see if it was still there. Somebody purchased it.
Oh yeah, and they bought up the Majora's Mask one too, you said.
Mm-hmm.
But it was $90.
I know.
They were all like $90 to $70, and there was a booth that we'd already passed where a dude had like a perfect edition DS Lite that I ended up buying off of him.
Yeah.
For $35.
Exactly.
I was like, oh god, I really love this, but like, and the screen was in immaculate shape. They're like,
I know, saw you show me that.
They weren't dropped. They weren't scratched.
Even,
they weren't
like the whole
buffed.
System looks pretty good as hell.
That's what I'm saying. The whole thing, no scratches, no buffs, no clear drop marks or anything. So the pricing was fair considering they were special edition Game Boys. But like I said, I'd rather be able to play my DS games too,
as well with Game Boy Advance.
Because if I really want to play a Game Boy Color game, I have a Game Boy Color. So if I really want to play a Game Boy or a Game Boy Color game, I already have that taken care of right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not like trying to jump on that. But next year we said we're going back with fat stacks.
Yeah, more money.
And we're going to actually fucking drop some dough and get some good shit. Because I honestly did not realize that the collecting landscape right now in our part of Cali was as good as it is right now.
Oh yeah. No.
I did not realize that a lot of these gems are starting to pop back up again.
Exactly.
They had a Mountain Dew Xbox there, man.
Oh, that was hilarious.
And it got bought up in the first 30 fucking minutes. Like, that thing was out of there. Like,
God.
But they had a Mountain Dew Xbox, and I'm like, I thought those were all purchased.
Right.
Like, I was pretty sure that anybody who didn't want to sell one on eBay was just, they had it. Like,
God, that's great.
there was a Halo 2. I mean, not a Halo 2, but a Halo Xbox.
Halo 360, right?
No, they're the transparent green original Xbox.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there was one of those there. A couple other handhelds. They had like a bunch of different kinds of PSPs and DSs. Just all over the place. From like DS, DSi, 3DS, all of it.
Man, I really wish I had more money that day.
Right? No, because there was, like I said, there was a lot of gold in there. And a lot of like their boxed games, like their boxed N64 games and stuff like that, were actually like legitimately in really great condition.
Oh yeah, God.
Like that copy of OOT you pulled out.
Oh, Ocarina
like,
of Time. That it was
immaculate.
Oh, because
even
they had it in a
box.
Box, like
they
a,
had
like
the
a clear plastic,
box.
plexi box. And then I was looking at it, I was like, it's 100. What did I say? 160? I think it was 160.
I think so.
And I was looking at it, I was like, God damn, no wonder why it's 160. It's literally perfect condition.
Well, when it came out too, it cost like I think $75. So double the price over the years. It's been over 20 years now.
Oh yeah,
makes sense.
Really wish.
And it looked like it was brand new.
See,
like it looked like when I was a kid and I would go to Blockbuster and
go
see it on the shelf.
Yeah, exactly.
It looked brand fucking new. Whoever had that game
took
before
really
that vendor got it took fantastic care of it. And I've been seeing a lot of people selling off these really massive collections that are in great condition for a couple $1,000 because they just need to pay the rent. Like,
really makes me wish I would have kept a bunch of my games back when I was a kid.
Oh, dude, I'm reeling because one thing I was doing when I was at the expo is I was just looking at all the shit I've sold over the years. And just regretting that I sold it because I was because I'm gonna have to pay 3 times as much to get it back.
Exactly.
Like,
for example, one of the how hard I had tried to find Def Jam Fight for New York.
You've been looking for that game for 3 months,
and it's because I had it when I was a kid, and then being stupid kid wanting a different game, sold it off.
See, that's the thing is I never sold my games for other games. But I did do a purge 2 years ago of my collection to fix my computer. And that was because it was like weighing the two options. Do I want to go like another 6 months without my computer, which was like how I watch TV and make content? Or like... But yeah, no. I never made that mistake as a kid. So a lot of the ones from my childhood I held on to. Like my Sly Cooper trilogy, like all my Dragon Ball games, because I'm a fucking Dragon Ball Z shill. I wanted to run something past you, and I'm going to do it while we're on a mic so that I can fucking have court evidence in case you ever say no again. So this is a big decision. So we've talked about doing movie reviews for the channel. Not publicly, of course, but I don't really care because I said we're going to do a bit of everything. But I was thinking about anime reviews as well. And I was thinking that we can do an episode-by-episode review series. Maybe not episode by episode. Maybe we'll condense like every 3 or 4 episodes into a review that's like half an hour long, maybe. For Dragon Ball, so I can finally get you to start watching Dragon Ball, because you've been saying for 2 years that you want to watch Dragon Ball,
but I want to watch it from
but you want to watch from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I remember one thing you said was, man, it's going to take a lot of time. Because I showed you how long it actually is. Yeah. And it's like over 300 episodes. Oh, and then there's the movies.
Yeah. Well, I've only seen one of the movies.
Yes, because my introduction to Dragon Ball for this boy was Dragon Ball Super Broly was hitting theaters. I had seen Resurrection F in theaters. I unfortunately missed out on seeing Battle of the Gods in theaters. And that hurt my soul. So I wasn't going to miss Broly because it's fucking Broly. It's like the canonization of Broly, one of the most badass characters in all of Dragon Ball Z that everybody loves and has always wanted to be canon. So when that was hitting theaters, I was trying like crazy to find one motherfucker that would go to the theater to see this thing with me. And my buddy Jesse doesn't have a car. So, and he was like, and I haven't finished Super, so, and I asked Tim, who's seen nothing, and he was like, yeah, well, fuck it, let's go, let's do it.
It's the same, well, I was about to say, it's the same thing with the My Hero Academia movie, but I was actually watching that when we went to go see it. So
yeah, but then I did manage to get Jesse to go see it with me and Jacob later on.
Nice.
But no, yeah, I took you to go see Broly, and I feel like it kind of helped that you were seeing it with me, because I was able to explain things here and there. Yeah. And then not only that, but like, I don't know about you, but when I'm with my buddy and he's watching something and getting super hyped, it makes me super hyped.
Yeah.
And that whole movie, I was fucking stoked.
Oh, dude, the action and shit in that movie was awesome.
No, it was A+ quality, Z tier.
Like that last fight, dude.
Oh god, yeah. We're gonna have to. That's what I'm saying. We should do a series.
That's fine. I'm
for
down.
Dragon Ball specifically.
All right, let's do it.
Because I've been wanting to rewatch the whole show, and then on top of that, on both of my Christmas lists for my family, I threw a bunch of Dragon Ball shit down because I'm getting real back into Dragon Ball again recently. Like I've been wanting to play all the games again. I've been playing the DS game Attack of the Sands, which by the way, if nobody's played that game and you're a Dragon Ball fan, shame on you. Play it by any means necessary. It's one of the best RPGs I've ever played. That's based on a franchise.
Last time I was hanging out with you, you were playing that before I left.
Yeah, I was just chilling on the couch playing Attack of the Sands because I love that game. It's really good. It's got like an active combat system.
Really?
Yeah, it's turn-based, but you have to pay attention.
Oh, okay.
Like, so whenever you attack, you go through the attack phase, and then everybody gets a chance to attack you back. But depending on where you are in the top, middle, or bottom rows, there's a flash that'll go above your head right before an attack hits, and if you hit B, X, or Y, you'll either dodge it, take less damage, like
block it
entirely, so you take 0 damage, and it's fun because it actually the people who made it clearly loved Dragon Ball. They clearly knew the source material. They wanted to do some fun stuff with it that wasn't canon, that was still cool.
Oh,
so
it's a non-canon game, huh?
Some of it is. Most of it's based off the first arc.
Oh, okay.
But there's like a secret boss fight with Broly.
Oh.
And, Broly was never a canon character until Super, so, But, yeah. Awesome. I've got it on recording. You're going to do it with me.
Yeah. It really goes for any anime, really.
Do you want to do Darker Than Black as well?
Darker Than
Since
Black.
we're almost done with it. Like, you're probably close to the end of the first season by now.
I still haven't kind of watched it. I'm still on episode 15. Or no.
No, we watched a bunch when you were here.
What was the last one we left off on? Was it 20?
I think it was 20. 19 or 20.
I think so. So that's why
we can do a season 1 review before we get to Gaiden, then we can review Gaiden separately, and then we can do season 2 and review season 2 separately.
Yeah, we could do that.
Because it's a little too late to go episode by episode since we've already been watching it. Mm-hmm. Or just something similar.
Season by season.
And I feel like there's a lot that happens in Darker Than Black, but I feel like we can condense a lot of that down when we talk about it. Because there is a lot of, like, slow moments in between where there's just music playing and someone walking around thoughtfully. Like, the artistic stuff.
God damn it. Yeah, I love that show already. Such a good show.
Well, your reasoning was hilarious. Because we watched the opening and you were like, Studio Madhouse did this? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's awesome. And I was like, yeah, they did all of it. And he was like, what? No wonder I love it so much.
Oh, man.
Because, I mean, not Studio Madhouse, Studio Bones.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Bones.
Brain fart. He was like, Studio Bones did this? Because Studio Bones does My Hero, which was like your jumping off point into anime.
Yep.
Was My Hero. He went down the spiral fast, man. He went straight from My Hero to fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He went from one end of the spectrum all the way to the other.
Love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, there's a series I would love to review.
Yeah, we'll have to do that by the time Joe Gillion's out, at least. If we haven't done a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series review by the time Joe Gillion's out, we need to have a serious talk.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Like,
God, JoJo, that's 8, man.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be way too long.
That's what I'm saying. If we haven't done it by Joe Gillion, then something's wrong.
God. Speaking of which, hopefully Jesse texted me the other day. He's like, hey, bro, how many JoJo's manga books do you have or whatever? And I just sent him the picture that I sent you.
You're not prying anything out of me, bitch. Just because Jesse and I are butt buddies doesn't mean you're
I'm not asking you. I'm just saying. It sounds like he's getting me something, and I'm quite frankly excited.
He was kicking around the idea of buying you some JoJo stuff, yes.
I'm just saying if that happens. But if not, whatever. But
there was a couple of funny things that he looked at, too.
Oh, God, I want to be... Oh, that would be great, too.
Oh, my God. Oh. Hang on, I'm going to have to get an idea of where I'm going to have to censor this out. Oh, wait, no, we just won't say it. Do you want to see what I'm getting James and Jesse for Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Everyone's going to be so out of the loop for this, but I can't say what it is because Jesse is going to listen to this podcast when I tell him that it's up. And then he'll have it spoiled for him, and I don't want it to be spoiled for him because he's going to love this shit so much. Him and James saw this in another video, and they fucking loved it. Isn't that great? Isn't that the greatest fucking thing ever?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
See, I'm torn between getting him the doormat or... Right?
You get him one, I'll get him another one.
See, there we go. Teaming up. Perfect. Yeah, no. Yeah, Christmas is coming up.
Very close.
Very close. It's only 11 days away.
The 13th, baby.
Yeah. 11 days away. 24th, right?
24th, yeah, I think so. No. That's Eve. Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas Eve is 24th. And I do all my Christmas stuff with my family on Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
Although now that my dad has a girlfriend who I will henceforth refer to as Mom, because she basically is my mom. Although now that Mom's in the picture, we have to open certain presents only on Christmas morning.
Okay, nice.
I've gone the last 10 years of my life opening everything on Christmas Eve and just sleeping in all fucking day Christmas morning.
Oh my God.
Waking up so refreshed.
And hungry.
And hungry.
Food being ready.
And then there's food in the kitchen and I can just play games all day. But now I got to wake my ass up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning to go outside and open presents with my family again. Which I just did the night before. First world problems, I know. But
I need more clothes. That's what I need.
I do too, but I made the executive decision to ask for a lot of things that I want to pay for that are not necessary for Christmas.
That's also true.
So that I don't have to spend my own money on those things, and then
just
in
buy the
turn
clothing yourself.
Can buy myself my clothes. Because let's be honest, throwing it out to like your mom, like, "Hey mom, I need clothes," that's a slippery slope.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, throwing it out to your mom or your grandma. My dad has never failed me.
I was just gonna say underwear. I just need plenty of underwear. Just
See, even my mom even fucked that up.
I would give them the exact shit though. I'd be like,
that was my mistake. Although, surprisingly enough, even though it wasn't a style I normally wear, I got used to it.
Huh.
It's weird.
Can't wear anything else but boxer briefs.
Yeah, I can if I have to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can if I have to, but like if it's too loosey-goosey, man, it's just too much. Then like if my pants start sagging, even though I got a belt, and I'm like, I pull them back up.
Sometimes you just gotta air out your genets, man. Sometimes.
Yeah, but for you, well, I just like boxer briefs in general, okay? That's what I'm wearing right now. It's what I'm comfortable with.
Well, it's nice. It's a nice little valley that just caresses
everything
and holds it. It's not flippity-flopping around and shit. It's
I don't
nice.
have to go like this all the time.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, because sometimes they'll, like, ride up a bit, and you're having to, like, push the leg part down. That happens, but... How did we get on underwear? Why are we talking about underwear right now?
Christmas, I was saying.
How did we... Oh, yeah, okay. We were talking about how it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to touch on current events.
Oh.
Well, don't sit that far back.
I gotta stretch really quick.
Okay, well...
Okay.
That was a stretch. That still got picked up on mic.
Yeah, probably. I kind of stretch loudly.
Yeah, I didn't really ask for anything that you could really consider substantially expensive this year. I've been a real shit about that in the past.
Right.
But, no, this year I just asked for a bunch of manga, some art books, some pants.
I'm probably only going to ask for, like, mainly movies, most likely.
A few games, a few Dragon Ball Super decks that were like $5 a piece.
Mm.
A modeling kit for Gundams that was $8, and then a couple of like $20, $30 Gunpla kits because I want to start building Gundam models again.
Nice.
But yeah, I didn't really ask for anything too expensive because even the video games I asked for outside of like 1 or 2 Switch games were like $10 or $15 a piece.
Mm.
So. Yeah, I just didn't... And I asked for, like, a everyday carry organizer for me to drop all the shit I carry in my pockets in. Because that Spider-Woman one is way too fucking small.
Wait, where?
No, that one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, I feel like I'm not being very, Pushy. Like, last year, I asked for a lot, and to be honest, I didn't expect to get any of it. But I did. I asked for my Chroma Black Widow V2 keyboard. I asked for my Naga Trinity, my Chroma Naga Trinity. Socks and underwear, books, video games, a PS4 controller, and I got pretty much everything I asked for.
Nice.
And my fucking, God bless her soul, my mom bought most of it.
Oh.
So, that's part of the reason why I made my Christmas list so small this year.
Mm-hmm.
Was I didn't want mom running out and spending money that she doesn't fucking have on me. Because I got the impression that's what she did last year. Because she got me a $50 Barnes & Noble gift card, that keyboard, that mouse.
Oh.
Like... underwear, socks.
Well, that's nice of her, though.
Yeah, no, it was incredibly nice. I actually kind of cried. Like, I was very happy. That was the first Christmas in a long time where I felt, like, spoiled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't feel like I deserved it either. I'm a little fucking shithead 21-year-old
I
don't deserve any of this. But Mom told me that she didn't want me to put very much on my Christmas list that I didn't actually need. And I made an argument to her that I needed this keyboard and this mouse because I needed to be doing a lot of editing. And I needed to have something that I can reprogram so that I can like program the keys to do specific things for editing shortcuts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And also that I am a keyboard fucking snob and I need to have a mechanical keyboard.
Oh, I love the sound of mechanical keyboard.
It's just the sound, the feeling.
Oh, like, I know. I really want to get one too. Like
it's super satisfying.
Oh.
It actually makes me feel like I'm typing. You know what I mean? Like actually interfacing with something. But no, I told her that's why I needed it, and she told me okay. And I thought she was gonna blow it off after she had that talk with me. Yeah, after she called me out on it when she looked at the Christmas list and was like, "Is this really all stuff that you need?" I was like, "Yeah, Mom. That is all stuff that I need." Why do you need this? Oh, well, because my keyboard and mouse broke, and I need that specific style to use its programming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, that traditional mom dismissive okay.
Yeah, but like, I guess I'm gonna get it for you anyways.
But no, she spoiled the goddamn shit out of me last year, and it was fucking hilarious, and I feel so bad for my brother, my I guess he's basically my stepbrother at this point, Taylor, her son. He's younger than me, by about a year, and he saw me opening all this shit on Christmas morning, and he just looks over at me and under his breath goes, I got some socks and a gift card, so I mean, like, I felt so bad.
Oh man,
I felt so terrible, man. Because he's kind of like at this point, basically, you know, Mom's gonna be with Dad till one of them's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, he's my little brother. So I felt so bad. But part of me was also like, yeah, let the eldest get it for once.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
You know, he was so, like, quietly salty about that.
Whatever. Oh my god.
My dad had this look on his face like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, I don't know if she was actually communicative about how much money she spent on me.
Yeah.
Or...
Oh man. Shit. What did I got clothes last year for Christmas. I'm happy about it though. It was all underwear and shit. Mainly the same thing I ask for pretty much every year now.
Yeah, no. Like I said, now that I'm an adult, I definitely prefer to buy the things that I need myself and just ask for everything else.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll ask for something that I need, but I don't know. It feels more like the fact that I guess you could say, there's things that I want that I don't necessarily want to invest the money into now that I am an adult.
That's true.
So I take advantage of Christmas and birthdays to get those things because I'm not going to buy them myself.
Now you're making me rethink what I want.
I've just found it to be a viable strategy. Because it works out. I always get at least a few of the things that I wanted but wasn't going to be willing to pay for myself.
I need to renew my Xbox Live. Boom.
See? There you go. Yeah, you can always ask for, like, subscriptions and shit for Christmas, too. Like, I know people who ask for, like, their PlayStation Plus from their parents for Christmas every year.
I've done that. I would always... Shit,
pay for my Amazon Prime.
I have to get PlayStation Plus at the end of the year. Xbox is in the middle of the year.
I don't have to pay for anything until March, and that's the Nintendo Switch Online. Because I don't use PlayStation Plus anymore.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get it again soon, because I've been playing Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to play online, I need a PlayStation Plus subscription.
Well, yeah, that's how it goes now.
Not with every game. That's the thing.
Death Stranding?
Death Stranding, you don't need PS Plus to be logged into the servers.
Really? Okay.
Nope. There's a lot of games where you don't actually need to be logged into PS Plus to use the certain aspects of multiplayer functionality. So but it's anything that's bouncing off of off into a server.
Oh, okay.
So like a lobby server. So anything like a fighting game, like Dragon Ball FighterZ, where there's like a lobby of like, I think it's 64 people max, and you get dumped into one of those lobbies, or with something more obvious like COD.
Yeah.
But time to get to the meat and potatoes of things now that we've, dicked around for the last 45 minutes just talking about whatever.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the Game Awards, Tim.
Oh, yeah, the Game Awards.
So, what do you think? Were you satisfied with much of it? Did you feel like you got at least a modicum of what you wanted?
Yeah, you know what? I was satisfied enough to go, okay, I thought it was a little bit better than last year's.
I'd say that's probably pretty much how I'm feeling. I walked away very It was last night, and I watched it last night with our friend Jesse and our other friend James, because they're roommates. And I remember being disappointed at a lot of the initial announcements and stuff about certain things and some of the people who won awards.
Oh, yeah, no.
But yeah, it was better than last year. The musical performances this year were actually good. It was nice to see Elon Chan there to cheer on his girlfriend. It was adorable that he was the only person to stand.
I would have stand if I was there. I would have stand.
Yeah, right.
I would have stood.
I love how everyone's favorite Japanese developer was sitting next to him, and she hops up and starts clapping too because she didn't want him to feel alone. Because he was one of two people in the entire audience who even remotely stood up.
I saw towards the end, right as he was sitting down, there was a lady in the front.
Yeah, the lady in the front who but she was kind of crouching.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, no, it was better, and it didn't feel like they were shoving the sponsorships quite as far down our throats.
No, not too far,
Like, the Stadia sponsorship made sense, because at least it's a console, kind of. And then the TV kind of made sense, because it's a TV, and it's not like Doritos.
Obviously, you had the Magic the Gathering, but they were also promoting their own games there as well.
Yeah, they were there to reveal things, not just sponsor.
Speaking of which, I never play any of their card games, but their games that they announced here look decently interesting. Like, I want to see what they play like.
Yeah, I've heard that they're not going to be card games. I'm going to be really disappointed if they end up being card games. Because I just want another... They've done one before. And even then, it lightweight involved the card game.
Really?
But I want an actual game that just takes place in the world of Magic.
The Gathering, yeah.
I mean, if they're doing it for League...
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're doing one for League.
Yeah, they announced not one, but 2 League games.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
At the Game Awards. So, do you want to cover what they announced first? I think that's probably best.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to do some research.
There's...
I totally remember all of the names.
Yeah, no, we're just... He's taking a sip right now.
Yeah, no, sippy. That's why I'm talking. Oh yeah, no. Taste that nutmeg.
Disgusting.
Okay, so let's start with the big one. Let's start with the X series. What do you think of this fridge? It looks like the smart fridge I want to own.
Well, seeing what was it, Senua's Sacrifice, or what? Hellblade 2.
Yeah,
Hellblade 2 render or
God, what was that called? Senua's something.
Senua's something. Yeah.
Senua's Saga. Senua's Saga. Hellblade 2. Yeah, they said that was in-engine rendering.
Yeah, so if it looks that good, it's impressive. I feel like I need to see PS5s. I can't wait to see what PS5's shit's gonna be like.
Well,
but so far the X series, I hate how it looks. We haven't really seen much other than the rendering.
I'm in the minority. It's definitely hilarious looking.
Oh yeah, no.
And it definitely doesn't feel right. It looks like a computer tower. Mm-hmm. But just the form factor of it is going to make it so much easier to just cram into an entertainment center.
Right, just in like the corner piece
right?
or something.
You can oh god. It's starting to rain.
Wow.
Do you think it would be unprofessional to leave the window open and just let that be like some ambiance playing? Because you know the like Sleepy Cabin, how they have like a fire in the background and like piano music.
I think it's fine.
Let's just yeah. If they can hear it, they can hear it.
Whatever.
Anyways. But and it's like I told you, I have a theory as to why it's a long rectangle that's vertical.
Yeah.
I think it's probably because they have a massive fucking GPU in that thing. That's why the vent's at the top.
Yeah.
I feel like it's because there's a massive GPU in it that's just going to be spitting out air out the top. Which, honestly, a vertical form factor console like this is very smart for that. Because it's going to be pushing air up to the top instead of in the back up against the wall of your entertainment center, bouncing right back into the console. At least if it hits the top, the air has a chance of, like, you know, dispersing itself and at least falling evenly. So it's not focused heat. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes when my PS4 is too far back and I turn it off, I'll go back and I'll touch it and
it's warm as hell.
Fucking hot.
Yeah.
So there's some upsides to it, and I do like that the buttons are actually visible and they're not recessed.
Oh yeah, not like
they're
touch.
actual buttons. Yeah. Like that's satisfying. The location of the disk drive makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Bottom left.
The bottom left, yeah. But it is 100% a meme-worthy console.
Oh, it is, but I'm interested.
Like I am interested in it. It's all going to depend on, is it going to be able to provide me with enough that my PC can't?
Exactly.
Because I don't want to just buy a streaming box when that's already what I use my PC for a lot of the time, when I'm not using it to work.
Yeah,
you know?
See, exactly.
And that's kind of their own fault with putting all of their games on Microsoft Store as well on PC. Like, yeah, it took a couple years, but we now have all the Halo games.
Oh yeah.
Except for 5, but nobody wants 5.
Yeah, like you were saying, Gears of War is 4. I know, is it 4 or is it just 5? They're on
4
PC?
And 5.
4 and 5 is on PC. The Halos, every exclusive Xbox game
Forza
from now
Horizon
on is going to be on PC.
Sea of Thieves.
So if I am not impressed with this console, it's alright. I got the PC. I can play my Xbox games on. Plus, the PC also supports, or their Windows Store supports, the Ultimate Game Pass as well with PC.
Well, and PS5 is graphically impressive because that Godfall trailer was also rendered in engine on PS5 hardware, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly.
Again, supposedly for Hellblade 2 as well. We don't know for sure if that's actually true or not because they tend to lie to us about these kinds of things.
Most of the time.
But assuming at face value that is what they're doing, the PS5 and the Xbox X series are both very impressive.
Yeah.
And I'm growing on the PS5's supposed design.
Oh, the little...
I didn't think I would, but for some reason it's starting to grow on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It just looks very futuristic.
I want to see a finished case. Just show me the finished case.
You will definitely see it by E3 next year.
Oh, I know that.
Because 2021 is when the PS4 will be officially dead and there will only be PS5 support. Because they are supposedly ending PS4 support in 20...
Which hopefully means that it's fully backwards compatible with PS4.
Well, industry rumor from the dev kits that leaked is that it is. At least with 4.
What I would love
it to be 1 through 5.
Yeah, a complete system just fucking...
Because listen, I know that's asking for a lot, but I also think it's bullshit when they said that the PS3 Slim couldn't do that. Because they could have done it through emulation. You load the data off the disc and then you emulate the rest of it. They totally could have done it through emulation because I fucking hacked a PS3, my first PS3, and I played PS2 games and PS1 games on my PS3 Slim. So don't try to tell me that the system architecture doesn't provide support for basic emulation when some Joe Schmo in Russia can code a code that does it just fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so I even if you have to emulate the games and it's not like true gameplay, I'm still playing it in 1080p, granted upscaled and smooth.
Yeah.
But in like 1080p to 4K possibly, but probably 1080p for the backwards compatible games except for the PS4.
Yeah.
And it has to be all 5. Or at the very least, PS3, 4, and 5.
What would be dope is like, no, never mind.
And I feel like its weird system look ties into its backwards compatibility, because there's a fuck ton of ventilation on that thing. There's a lot, which means this thing's putting out either a lot of power or it can do a lot. Like,
yeah.
Because if it can do a lot, it's going to need more fans.
Yep.
Or at the very least, more vent space. But anyways, I don't know. If you can't tell, we do have a Sony bias as far as consoles when it comes to...
I mean, I have the Xbox One, but personally, it hasn't satisfied me this generation. So far, the PS4 has, as in console-wise.
Yeah, which is wild to think about in retrospect.
I know. Xbox 360 dominated last generation.
As much as I loved my 3, yeah. No, pretty much all my friends had 360s. I had a 360 at one point.
Same here.
So
I had a PS3, then I got an Xbox 360, so the PS3 I had first, then the 360. God, I missed that thing.
But if they play their cards right, and the games actually look as good as that trailer, I don't know, man. Sony better show us some good shit come E3.
Right?
Because if they come out with some really good... Because Hellblade is supposedly going to be an exclusive.
Yeah.
Between that and Epic Games Store. So, like, that's already one really solid-looking exclusive for them. Granted, Godfall is PlayStation 5's really solid exclusive. I will be incredibly surprised if there's not a Final Fantasy VII remake port.
Oh, remake port on the 5?
On the 5. I'll be shocked.
Probably not. I mean, yeah, I'm not. Probably will be, yeah.
Just like with Breath of the Wild, with the Wii U and Switch.
Which I've been playing on the Switch. And it's better than, obviously, the Wii U version. I love the Switch version so much. Anyways, back to the Game Awards.
Next thing, which we kind of already talked about, was
Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Hellblade 2, yeah.
Looks impressive. You had an opinion on it.
Okay, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, because I do need to replay it to, like, confirm my perception of it. But, you know, for me, that game was about someone exploring, like, schizophrenia and loss. And it was a pretty conclusive story as far as I was concerned. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I never actually finished it because I heard how it ended, which I won't spoil here.
Good, because I haven't finished either, and plus I haven't even really started it.
But, yeah, it felt unnecessary. It kind of felt like a cash grab. Because the first game was very clearly made as like a passion project.
Yeah.
And the whole concept was to make it as a side non-AAA game. Mm-hmm. And
which now
it's very clearly a AAA game with how it looks.
Microsoft and, you know, yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm worried some of the soul is going to be sucked out of it.
Possibly.
Godfall. We've kind of talked about Godfall.
It's
supposed to be a looter.
Gearbox Software published.
Yeah.
Looter shooter, like you said, in the vein of Diablo,
but like with probably there's gonna be things that are probably gonna remind us of Borderlands.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be focused on melee combat, which is where I'm getting the Diablo vibes.
I'm kind of interested in seeing it. Like, I want to see gameplay.
Bravely Default 2 was also announced.
Never played the first one, or Bravely. I haven't played. I've never played. Ugh.
There's 2.
I haven't played either.
There's already 2, which is why it makes no sense to me that they went back and made Bravely Default 2 instead of making Octopath Traveler 2. Because there's already a Bravely Default 2. It's called Bravely Second. Like, why did you... Okay.
Whatever.
I'll probably still play it, but...
I need to get Octopath Traveler first. Like I said, I've been wanting to try it out.
It's long.
Prologue. Perfect. One of the greatest... No.
It's made by PlayerUnknown, therefore I'm not interested.
Same here.
That's pretty much my opinion on Prologue.
I mean, sure, I'll watch to see what it is, but, you know.
Ruined King and, what was the other...
Ghost of Tsushima.
Hang on, you're getting ahead of yourself. Ruined King and whatever the fuck the other League of Legends game was. Convergence. I'm not interested, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not. I quit playing League years ago. I really don't care about the lore.
Like I said, I'm more interested in the Magic games than I am...
Yeah, the Magic games look cool.
Like, I just was never interested in League of Legends. I mean, I never really was for Magic, but at least the games look cool, you know.
They retouched on Wolf Among Us 2. Since we already knew it was happening before, but then Telltale's whole situation went down. And they said they were going to finish it, but, you know, I didn't really believe them when they said they were going to finish it. Yeah. But I guess they did. So we're going to get Wolf Among Us Season 2, which is nice, because the first one's good.
I own it on the PlayStation, because I bought the Telltale franchise pack when it was on sale a couple of Christmases ago. And it includes Wolf Among Us, and I still need to play it.
You'd like it.
Yeah.
I think you'd like it. Then Gears of War Tactics, which you weren't really sure about at first, but then you started seeing the gameplay in the trailer.
No, the gameplay in the trailer, it was intriguing. Yeah, it looked interesting.
See, I love XCOM games, so like the XCOM game series.
Yeah.
And it's an XCOM clone. Like, let's just
I could see that.
Be honest.
Yeah, I've never truly honestly tried to play the XCOM games.
Have you played Mario
no,
Rabbids?
Not versus
That's
Rabbids.
Also another XCOM
and
style
I hear
game.
It's also amazing.
It is. So, I was disappointed with 4 and 5. So I think I'll try this one though. It looks different.
Yeah.
Enough, and I like the style of game that it is.
And plus, I like how it's set before 4 and 5, like we were talking about.
Yeah. And then, of course, we get the gameplay, quote unquote. We're not really sure how much of that was, actual gameplay and not just, scripted gameplay.
Oh, yeah.
For Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's another Sucker Punch game I can't wait for, I love Sucker Punch.
Well, and I'm always down for, a feudal... Japanese style game.
Hell, I've played all their games since their first game on Nintendo 64, which was Rocket on Wheels. Great game.
That's some deep cuts right there, man.
Yeah.
You're talking about shit people probably don't even fucking remember or know about.
Well, I'm just saying, Sucker Punch is a good company.
They gave us one of the best fucking games ever.
Oh yeah, multiple. You got Sly Cooper. You got the infamous games.
Sly Cooper. They gave us the Sly Cooper franchise. Like I said, one of the best games ever.
God, the first game fantastic, and so on and so forth.
3 was great. 2 is the best one.
Oh, I
Sly
love
Cooper
2. 2 for sure.
Mwah. Thieves in Time was actually pretty good too.
I thought it was. Well, I didn't ever finish it, but
I think that was Sanzaru Games.
Yeah, that was Sanzaru, not Sucker Punch.
Not Sucker Punch,
but still a good enough entry for me at least.
So Sucker Punch, they've proven themselves time and time again to be very capable.
And so Ghost of Tsushima is probably, after Death Stranding for me, is my next most anticipated Sony title. That should be coming out, pretty soon?
Like Sony exclusive title?
Yeah.
Not mine. Mine is the next one. We got a new trailer for fucking Final Fantasy VII's remake, which I have an attachment to that Tim doesn't. Tim, glance to your right.
Uh-huh.
What do you see?
I see the Final Fantasy VII, what is that, booklet thing?
Nah. Read the subtext right below it.
Now for PC?
The Final Fantasy VII PC port. And then my Cloud Amiibos standing right in front of it.
Yep.
I have 3 different versions of Advent Children.
Oh, yeah, you do. Do you have it up there?
No. See, my actual FF7 discs were broken long, long ago. But I have it on my PSP, the actual, download for the PS1 Classic.
Oh, okay.
I went out and bought it because it's Final Fantasy fucking 7.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite RPGs of all time. But here's where I think I get to rope Tim in. Tim's very picky when it comes to turn-based RPGs. And the remake is real time, just like Kingdom Hearts. Just like Final Fantasy 15. I think this is going to be the Final Fantasy that I actually can fucking grip him into. Because he's seen Advent Children.
I like Advent Children.
And he liked it. And Cloud is my favorite Final Fantasy character of all time. I know there's some hardcore fucking Squall stands out there, but Final Fantasy VIII was not as good as everybody remembers. Final Fantasy IX is far superior.
Our buddy Jacob loves Final Fantasy VIII.
Final Fantasy IX is far superior. As much as I love 7, I am willing to fall on the sword that Final Fantasy IX is the best PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy game.
Really?
100% yes. I played that game 4 times before I was the age of 15.
Jesus.
I had the soundtrack. I loved Final Fantasy IX. And Zidane, or Zidane, or however you want to say it, people say it differently.
Uh-huh.
The main character, awesome. He's got a tail. He's got dual daggers. He's a little kid, but he's a badass.
We'll have to wait and see if they ever remaster 9.
They probably won't. I don't think they're ever going to remaster any Final Fantasy other than 7. As much as people love 9, it's taken them almost a decade to even get to where we are with 7.
Plus, they had to restart, too.
Yeah, and if they were so... granted, I get it. If they were so worried about Final Fantasy VII flopping... like they were, which is why they didn't touch it for years.
Uh-huh.
Final Fantasy IX is the second most popular Final Fantasy on that console. So I don't see them ever doing 9 anytime soon. Because the guy directing 7 has flat out said that he's scared shitless.
Oh my God.
He is terrified of fucking it up. That's why they've been... restarting and rehiring people, and because they really want to get it right. But what I'm seeing, I really like. The game looks beautiful.
It does.
It looks amazing.
It really does.
And the combat just looks so satisfying. I remember as a kid, the first time I beat Final Fantasy VII, my older stepbrother, he's not my stepbrother anymore, my dad divorced the woman he was with. But my older stepbrother, he... asked me how it was, because I was borrowing it from him. I borrowed a bunch of games from him, because he's who got me into game collecting. I beat it for the first time, and he was like, so how was it? And I was like, oh man, it was really fun. The motorcycle chase scene was amazing. The last boss fight was intense. He was like, yeah, right? And I was like, yeah, but I really wish I could just swing that big ass sword myself.
Oh.
And not have to watch him do it. And he was like, yeah, hopefully one day. And now I get to see all these trailers coming out with seeing, oh, wow, press X and he'll swing that big ass. Oh, God. And it's not a Dynasty Warriors game. It's an actual Final Fantasy game. It's not Dissidia, which was the Final Fantasy fighting game.
Yeah.
It's like actual Final Fantasy 7.
See.
It's super satisfying for me. But
it'll be my first legit Final Fantasy that I probably will beat, you know?
Yeah, because you said you didn't beat 10.
And or 15.
I feel like if you actually had the time put into 15, you'd beat it.
Oh, yeah, no, if I had the time, for sure.
But at this point, you also need to, like, upgrade to the Royal Edition and all that shit.
I already did.
You did? Okay.
I bought the Royal. It was on sale, like, months ago on the PlayStation. I was like, oh, I'll just buy the Royal Edition add-on bloop, and then I never put the GISC in and tried to install it.
But, no, I'm super hyped. I am 100%. It comes out.
I'm definitely getting both Ghost and Final Fantasy 7 when it comes out.
Dude, March is going to be fucked, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We have Ghost of Tsushima. We have Persona 5.
Oh, Royale. We're getting the collector's
Royale.
edition, too.
We're getting the collector's edition for that, both of us.
Mm-hmm.
There's Final Fantasy 7, which we both missed out on the collector's editions of. But we can still get the deluxe editions if we want. I'm getting the deluxe edition. You probably won't because you're not as into it as I am.
I'll probably do it.
But I'm doing it. I missed out on the collector's edition for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. That comes out in January?
I'm really...
The first quarter this next year, surprisingly enough, is going to be a very broke period. Instead of it being Broketober, it seems like it's all happening in the first 3 months.
I know.
Because there was 2 more games that were announced today that come out in March.
I feel like they're really trying to push the end of the console generation before the next ones come out, you know, by the end of holiday 2020.
Well, yeah, that way everything that's launching in quarter 4 is just
next gen
content.
Mm-hmm.
Which will be interesting. Yeah. No, I'm definitely psyched for a lot of the PlayStation stuff that was announced today.
Same.
Not much of the Switch stuff, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, since I already have the Goose Game. What is the Goose?
Untitled Goose
Game. Yeah, thank you. And since I already have
Can't
Untitled,
believe you forgot that it's such a simple title.
I know. It was like on the tip of my tongue. Untitled Goose Game. I'll probably end up getting that fucking Muppet DLC because it looks goddamn hilarious.
I'm hoping that actually is DLC and it wasn't just a prank.
Oh, me too. I swear to God.
I would love that so much. They showed a trailer at the very beginning for the X-Men DLC. Sorry, I was burping. The X-Men DLC for Ultimate Alliance 3, which actually looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no, it does.
The Danger Room, being able to fight your friends and stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
The fact that the Danger Room is dangerous and there's like stuff to avoid.
Yep, well, having to fight each other.
Yeah, and so that's gonna be fun. I'll probably pick that up when I pick up Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah. I'm glad I already have the season pass for it, so.
And then they showed, as far as I know, the first actual trailer for Maneater.
Yeah.
Which both you and I are psyched for because we both have a lot of love and nostalgia for Jaws Unleashed.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the best video games based on a movie license of all time.
Oh, God.
Just being able to just
swim around
and eat people, hop up on shore.
God, I love that game so much. And yeah, Maneater, I cannot wait for it to come out.
It's just the evolution of that.
Yeah.
You know, you literally evolve as you play. You can go on land. There's like an electric shark. Like
it's like an open world, and it's about like how people are just ruining your ocean and shit, and you're getting your revenge. Off. Yeah, I love that.
Really satisfying. And I love when in the opening of the trailer talking about how few people are killed by sharks each year, and they're like, and now it's time to like change the numbers.
I love that so much.
So cool. I'm excited for Manny. I'll probably pick that up for my PS4.
Same.
That actually looks like a good time.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Like a legitimate good time.
I'm just
something to play after work. Kick back with some beer.
Just some Jaws Unleashed nostalgia hitting you. You get that beer and you're like, all right.
And it's very rarely just from watching a trailer for something that's reminiscent of my childhood do I see it and think, oh God, that's going to make me feel like when I was a kid.
Right?
But Maneater, the second that came on screen, I got so giddy. Because, like, that is going to make me feel like I'm a kid again.
The best thing is it's going to be a new experience on, like, how if we replay Jaws Unleashed, you know?
Exactly. And it's got all the new mechanics, too.
Yep.
So, and it just makes me so happy that there's a developer who is, like, very clearly, like, God, Jaws Unleashed was a good game. What if I made, like, a cooler Jaws Unleashed,
like a predecessor of Jaws Unleashed,
like a spiritual successor.
Yeah, there we go. Spirit, that word.
Because it seems like it's got a few concepts from like Hungry Shark Evolution. That
with the evolving of the shark.
Yeah, and then it's like a lot of the gameplay of Jaws Unleashed by the looks of it. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping there's boss fights like there is in Jaws.
I'm pretty sure there is.
That would that's
because like I remember seeing gameplay for it, and then like they were doing a bunch of havoc, and then like this big boss boat mercenary comes in, and you have to like battle the big mercenary boat and shit.
I'm so psyched for that. That's gonna be fun. But that's pretty much. I'm pretty sure that's all they talked about.
Yeah, pretty much.
They did the behind the scenes thing for the music of Cyberpunk.
Which was
before the Grimes performance, right?
Yeah, before the Grimes performance.
And then Grimes performed,
which I liked that,
and it was a song from her game, from the game, too.
And especially when they did that whole music video portion for it.
Hands down fantastic. Like the outfits they were all wearing, like the set and everything. Mm-hmm. And the way it opened and all the visual cues, I remember telling you, like, this is very cyberpunk.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I feel like a concert would be like in the cyberpunk universe.
Exactly. We were talking. Yeah. Hell, even I'm not even a huge fan of Green Day, but I even enjoyed watching their performance. Like,
yeah, their performance to promote their Beat Saber pack.
Yeah.
It was. I really loved how Billy in between sets walked up with the mic and was like, "It's okay. If you guys want to come down and dance, do it. Fuck it. This is about gaming. It's supposed to be about love and acceptance."
Yeah, it's like somebody was like, "It's free," you know.
He's like, "It's free. Come on,
peace and love."
And that was pretty cool. And then there was a bunch of people like kind of dancing, but they were like weren't sure if they should stay professional or not.
Yeah, it was more or less like white business people dance.
Yeah, right. It's like I told you, like if I'm Billy and I'm in fucking Green Day, I'm gonna want to feel like I'm playing a concert
instead of like a boardroom. You know?
Yeah, like a press conference for a bunch of suits. Like I want to feel like I'm having fun too, and I want you to have fun. Mm-hmm. Which was clearly like his attitude.
Exactly.
And like then he just went nuts with the second song, like flipping off the camera.
Kept saying fuck.
Put your fucking hands in the air, which is so funny considering how hard Jeff has tried to make this a family show.
So hilarious. And then the instrumental music when the orchestra they did.
Yeah, the Game Awards orchestra. Yeah. And they brought out the flute guy.
Love the flute guy.
For
Ghost of Tsushima.
Well, it's not a flute. It's something else. But for the Ghost of Tsushima guy. The guy everybody tried to say was racist.
Because he was appropriating their culture.
Yeah, when he's like one of like 5 people in the whole world.
That can only play that instrument.
That can play that instrument. And he's like renowned by the Japanese themselves as like a master. Like, I really don't understand why white people try to make it racist or culturally appropriative.
Anyways, off topic.
I just had to throw my opinion out there because like I saw him up there and I didn't see anybody try to give him shit this time on Twitter.
I didn't see it either.
So that kind of made me happy. But
well, since we got through with all the announcements,
I guess we should move on to the the nominees and the awards.
Yeah.
So, let's go ahead and get the ones that aren't as important out of the way first.
All right.
Because they're going to require the least amount of discussion. You and I don't really watch esports.
Exactly.
So, esports game of the year was League, of course. The esports event of the year was the League World Championships.
Yeah, well, that's
of
obvious.
Course.
Yeah.
Head coach was Zonic.
Or Zonic. Oh, okay.
Esports host was Jojic. I don't know how to say that. Esports player was Bugga. Esports team was G2 Esports.
Oh, nice.
And content creator of the year was Shroud, which I know who Shroud is.
Oh, I know who Shroud is.
I don't know if you do.
No,
I wasn't surprised that Shroud won when I saw his name up there on the list.
Hell, if I know who Shroud is and I don't even watch these people at all, then,
exactly.
You know, that means something.
Okay, so now we can kind of start getting into the more nitty gritty stuff. Games for Impact.
A game I don't even personally know, but
Gris. I think is how you say it. Gris.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have it. I've been meaning to play it because I've heard it was amazing. I'm not a fan of the other nominees. Kind Words is a good idea. You know, the concept of sending pen pal letters to anonymous.
Pen pal online game type deal.
Concrete Genie, Sea of Solitude was a cool concept.
Life is Strange 2, no interest in Life is Strange. I tried the first game. I didn't even do anything with it. I was like, eh.
So good for Gris for winning.
Yeah.
Independent game.
Disco Elysium.
Was Disco Elysium. Yeah.
Never played it either. Sorry.
I didn't play it either. I'm really sad that Untitled Goose Game didn't win. I really, really wanted Untitled Goose Game.
I know it's like a tropey game.
But that's why it's so good.
I know, I loved it.
Self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
God, I am sad.
The mobile game winner.
Oh, yes. Call of Duty Mobile.
I mean, of course.
Of course. Much. I mean, it was up against some more single-player focused experiences.
I did play some of it. It's not bad. And then again, I was like, I played a match and I was done. I deleted it.
I still have it on my phone because people who play that game suck.
Right?
I get first like almost every game I play. So,
and I'm pretty sure now you could like hook up your PS4 Bluetooth wise.
Oh yeah, to play it with your controller.
Play with the controller. So I'll just be even doing that, just kick their ass.
But yeah, it was pretty much up against strictly single player experiences.
Yeah.
For the most part. So it's kind of understandable that the one multiplayer game won.
Multiplayer game that actually won for real is
Apex Legends,
which was surprising. Yeah.
It was shocking.
I thought I thought Modern Warfare was probably going to win.
Well, I knew the Division 2 wasn't going to.
Same here, because it was just
It was a hot mess, from what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I voted for Tetris 99, because I loved Tetris 99. I thought it was a great idea.
Oh, it is a good idea.
Borderlands 3, surprisingly, didn't even win over Apex.
I know, right?
So...
God. At least the two I thought...
Because I thought Apex was dead. Same. I've been under the impression that nobody's fucking playing it anymore, but I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Best fighting game, we had Jump Force, DOA 6, Mortal Kombat 11, the new Samurai Showdown port, and Smash. And of course, Smash brought it home.
Won, yeah, I'm glad about that. Jump Force, I don't know why it was nominated.
I've heard it's hot garbage. Maybe it's one of those No Man's Sky situations where it just got better
later.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
Dead or Alive 6, I didn't even know was out or even
same thing. I thought it was going to be between Smash and MK11, and I'm honestly kind of surprised that Smash beat out MK.
Yeah, same.
As much as I love Smash, I didn't think that it would beat Mortal Kombat just because I think maybe it's just the Mortal Kombat community has been really loud recently.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That was good.
Oh yeah, I was happy about that. The Smash Bros. Yeah.
That was that made me.
Which is very disappointing. I was hoping for a character reveal.
Yeah, no Nintendo announcements was a bummer. That was a bummer. But we had another Nintendo game that won an award. Luigi's Mansion 3
for
won Best Family Game,
which is cool.
Which it was up against all Nintendo titles.
Yeah. Well, Luigi's Mansion I feel like is just a great series, and 3. I've been playing 3. I'm on I want to say 8th or 9th floor. I'm pretty sure. So I'm halfway through the game, I think. And it's really good. Especially if you get a buddy, you co-op with the Luigi. Yeah, because it's
co-op. Yeah.
And it's better co-op than Super Mario Odyssey. Because Odyssey you're just the hat with Mansion, you're Gooigi. It's great because Luigi could do the same exact thing.
Yeah, it was up against Ring Fit. It was up against...
Which I heard was great, and I'm honestly thinking about buying Ring Fit.
I thought about it, too. It was up against Mario Maker 2, which, Mario Maker's always been fantastic.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yoshi's Crafted World and Smash.
Bros. Yeah.
And I honestly would have thought Smash would have taken it.
But like I said, they break it. Smash Bros. Breaks people apart.
Luigi's Mansion, man, good for him.
Well, like
2 wasn't that successful.
I also feel like Luigi's Mansion is perfect too, because you got like a dad playing with his kid or something, or mom playing with their kid.
Yeah, and you're actually playing, right?
Yeah,
like, you're
exactly.
Not just... I'm trying to like figure out an order that we should go over these in. So ongoing game. Best game that, is a live service, basically.
Continuing on.
So we had Fortnite, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, which I voted for because I love that game. Apex Legends and Siege, which I don't know why Rainbow Six Siege was on there because I don't know anybody that plays Siege anymore. But Fortnite, of course, won because it's Fortnite. Fortnite will always win the ongoing game category while it's still running.
Pretty sure didn't they do it last year?
I'm pretty sure they've won the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Since it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Best role-playing game was also Disco Elysium, which was surprising because Kingdom Hearts 3
and Monster Hunter World Iceborne's a DLC.
It's still an RPG, even over the Outer Wilds, which was that indie game,
which looked pretty cool. I want to play it,
but no, Disco Elysium took that home. That was one of those handwave ones they mentioned that it also won when it got on stage for another award.
Great role-playing game, boom.
I'm pretty sure that's the one they hand-waved when they won Best Indie Game.
Fresh Indie,
Best Sports and Racing Game was Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel.
None of those really were good options on there either anyways.
Yeah, it was FIFA and Pro Evolution Soccer and Dirt Rally 2.0 and F1 2019. Whatever.
Crash Team Racing, boom. All right,
we at least had a more competitive lineup for best strategy game, though.
Yeah.
It was between Fire Emblem, Three Houses, of course.
Yeah.
Age of Wonders Planetfall, because, the Age of Wonders games have always been really popular. Anno 1800. Total War Three Kingdoms, which a lot of people, myself included, were excited for. Tropico 6. Tropico is huge. It has always been huge.
I'm even interested in actually playing
and Wargroove, which we played at Jesse's that one time. The Advanced War style fantasy game.
Oh, okay.
But, of course, Fire Emblem fucking knocked it out of the park. That was a pretty competitive lineup to win that in.
Uh-huh.
But from what I've seen of Three Houses, I haven't gotten it yet, but I played the demo, and I've dicked around on, my friend's Switch, and it's
solid.
Pretty solid. So,
okay.
I'm excited for the next Switch Fire Emblem.
The VR game / AR game.
Yeah, / augmented reality. Not just virtual reality, my friend. We are now also including augmented games.
Blood and Truth was in there. I was interested in Blood and Truth.
See, Asgard's Wrath, they showed us a trailer for that.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
That also, yeah.
Beat Saber, of course, is always amazing.
Mm-hmm.
No Man's Sky, I've heard VR is actually pretty good.
Is it?
And then, of course, Trover Saves the
Universe. Yeah.
Justin's new game, Justin Roiland, which I obviously haven't played yet because I don't have a VR headset. But it looks good.
Yeah.
But, of course, Beat Saber won.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Everybody loves Beat Saber. Adam Savage made a video of him building custom lightsaber hilts for his fucking Oculus Rift.
That's fucking
his Oculus
hilarious.
Quest controllers so he could play Beat Saber
with
God. Sabers. So, of course, Beat Saber won.
Oculus Quest. You made me want to get that now.
Yeah, so quick little tangential note. We've both decided that we should probably both get 64 gigabyte Oculus Quest headsets.
Yeah.
Since it's only $399 and then after taxes, it's only like $420 something. Yeah. And you don't need the cameras. You can play literally anywhere as long as it's charged.
Yep.
It's the better solution. And now they got the link cable that's going to link it up to your PC coming out.
To make it like a regular Oculus Rift.
To make it function essentially like a Rift S.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely something we're both doing because there's been a lot of VR games that have come out that like either aren't available on his PlayStation VR
Or there's shit like on Beat Saber where I can't have on the PS4.
Yeah, you just can't do it.
And there's mods out there where I can add to Beat Saber to the PC, you know?
Yeah. So, we're both definitely doing that. That was a good little segue.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
All right. So let's start getting into the more serious stuff. So the best performance was Mads Mikkelsen for Death Stranding, yes. Norman Reedus for Death Stranding, Ashley Birch for Outer Worlds, Courtney Hope for Control,
Matthew Porretta also for Control. Laura Bailey is the one I'm having trouble remembering.
I don't remember what Laura Bailey was up for, but she was up. That's what matters.
Yeah.
And of course, Mads
Mikkelsen.
You know, our boy, has been part of some Emmy-winning productions and things like that. Yeah. So
now he gets to win something he acted in a video game. Boom.
Best score in music was Death Stranding, Cadence of Hyrule, DMC5, which I honestly thought might have won.
Right. Seriously, like the soundtrack and shit, great.
Right? Kingdom Hearts 3 was up there, and Sayonara Wild Hearts was up there. I think that's what Laura was up for, was Sayonara Wild Hearts.
But
I might be wrong there. But
Death Stranding was the one who took home.
Of course it did, because Ludwig, the guy who did the original soundtrack and like BB's theme, great music.
Oh,
really well composed,
for sure.
Not like it was great that he threw in the songs by the Silent Poets, Churches, Low Roar, all that,
all those songs, but like the in-game soundtrack,
great,
fantastic
music. So best narrative, this was kind of a blow for me.
Oh yeah.
It was between Control, A Plague Tale, Innocence, Death Stranding, The Outer Worlds, and Disco Elysium. And Disco Elysium won.
I was happy with Control not winning. I was never interested in that game.
I just really wanted my boy to win, man.
Oh, Death Stranding? Yeah.
I wanted Kojima to just knock everything out of the park tonight. I felt he deserved it. But there were some games where I can understand why they didn't win. But hey, when it came to game directions, Death Stranding knocked that out of the park.
Oh yeah, no.
Kojima got best direction.
Yep. Oh, and then the boy crush Norman had on Kojima while he was talking.
It was so, he looked so in love with that man.
I know, right? Hilarious.
He was leaning forward in his seats with like his hands resting on his mouth, like looked like, so.
I'm so proud.
He looked like he was trying not to cry towards the end of Kojima's speech when it cut back to him. And Lindsay Wagner's sitting next to him too, and she looks so captivated. And like, it's just proof that Kojima is just everyone's like golden human being.
Like I keep saying again, I cannot wait to see if he starts making movies, because I'm definitely going to go see his movie.
Well, and it's like you said, he's probably going to call Norman.
Oh yeah, I for sure think he's going to call Norman for something.
And I feel like Norman would of course say yes, because all he's had to say about Kojima is great things. So
glad.
But that was a lovely little heartwarming moment.
Right?
Best community support. This was surprising. It was Destiny 2.
Yeah, that won that category.
I was expecting it to be Fortnite or Final Fantasy, but
either that, not Siege. I was gonna say Siege, but I feel like they've slowed down.
So, best audio design. This pissed me off.
Oh, I'm annoyed Death Stranding didn't get best audio design.
So we had Control, Death Stranding, Gears 5, Resi 2.
But I knew what it was going to be.
Sekiro and Call of Duty. And Call of Duty won.
Yeah.
And it did not deserve to win. It's not even that good of a game. They've changed a lot of things and made a lot of things stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Been hearing a lot of negative things from James about the new Call of Duty.
Really?
And James is a lifelong COD fan, so it's scathing. Let's just put it that way, some of the things he has to say. And he was disappointed that it won audio.
One of the shittiest audio design choices in that game is having your character yell out everything you're doing.
Oh, well, and
I'm reloading. There's an enemy there.
The whole hearing footsteps that sound like they're around a corner, but they're really 25 feet away. Mm-hmm. And even James was upset about that. He wanted Sekiro to win audio design, but that didn't happen. Now, Control unfortunately won something, and it won art direction. It won art direction. Uh-huh. Over Death Stranding, Gris, Sayonara, Sekiro, and the new Link's Awakening. Really sad that Link's Awakening or Death Stranding didn't win. They felt like the two that deserved it.
I really think Link's Awakening kind of...
I would have even taken Sekiro over Control, because Sekiro was a very beautiful game.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, you get what you get. The best action game, though.
Oh, I'm actually kind of happy about this. Yeah,
I am really happy about this. As a lifelong Devil May Cry hardcore fanboy, mm-hmm. I am so fucking happy that DMC5 won best action game. Over Metro, which was incredibly successful despite the epic controversy.
Honestly,
COD, over Astral Chain, over Apex, over Gears. I'm so happy.
Much as I love the Metro series, Metro Exodus, I haven't played fully enough of, but it was just disappointing to me. There was just too much... I hated the slow movement of your character, even though it barely has anything on, you know.
They're all like that, though.
Well, yeah, but the problem with Exodus is it's open world. I don't want that slow, clunky feeling as I'm...
So you're having the same. So hang on. You're having a similar complaint to you getting mad at all the people bitching about Red Dead 2 last year about it having slow animations and being too realistic. Now you're that guy, except you're that guy over Metro Exodus and not Red Dead, because you're not sucking the game's dick like you were with Red Dead 2.
I love Red Dead 2's story. Yes, there's some things I would change about Red Dead.
No.
Like its shitty online multiplayer.
Don't try to backstep now. You and I had extensive discussions in the past about
I love Red Dead 2.
I know. But that's what I'm saying. You're blinded by the love. It's a slow fucking game.
I'm talking about, well, it's open world. Your character is just slow.
So is fucking Red Dead.
He's walking. Even when he runs, he's fucking slow.
So is Red Dead.
At least with Red Dead, when your character walks and runs, it's at least as fast as he or she can go. With Exodus, I feel like you're just a fucking slow piece of shit and you barely got anything on. Sure, you got armor on, but I feel like you can walk faster than...
I don't know, dude, because I've worn full military gear, and even that shit's hard to walk in for someone like me. So, these guys live underground, and they're living off of fucking rations, bro.
All right. Anyways, back to what we were talking about.
That's what I'm saying, is you're getting pissed about the immersive factor, just like people were at Red Dead. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just calling you on your shit. The hypocrisy.
Okay. I have no rebuttal. So we're going to move on.
There is no rebuttal.
You son of a bitch.
So best action adventure game.
Devil May Cry 5. Oh, wait, no.
No, that was action game.
Sorry. It's
best
the same
action
thing.
Adventure. It's different.
Same thing.
Was between Resi 2, Death Stranding, Control, Borderlands 3, and Link's Awakening, and Sekiro took it home.
Yep.
I didn't expect Sekiro to win anything this year, but it won that and the Game of the Year.
Yep. Surprising.
I was surprised, because you had The Outer Worlds, you had Smash, you had Resi, you had Death Stranding.
And Resident Evil 2, all great.
Well, I said that. I said Resi.
Oh, whatever.
Fucking scrub.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Biohazard 2.
Bro, this ain't the Nihon. But no, Sekiro took that home, and that was shocking. Because like I said, I didn't really expect Sekiro to win anything last night.
Yeah.
but it took home Best Action Adventure and Game of the Year, debatably two of the most strong categories to win in. So,
still, I mean, I'm glad Control didn't win it.
I'm satisfied with about 50% of the wins.
Yeah, no, same here.
There was about a 50-50 ratio for me going like, what? No, to, oh, fuck yeah.
I like most of the announcements, you know. Like I said, better Game of the Year or
Game
Awards than last year.
And yeah, and like I said, it didn't feel like they were cramming like a Doritos or Mountain Dew sponsorship down our throat like they have in the past.
Oh, yeah,
It felt kind of ironically less corporate, even though they were working with like Samsung and like Google. But
oh yeah, that TV ad and that Google Stadia ads, but they still felt like Game Award type ads. Like,
yeah, it didn't feel like it was playing into the whole stigmata of, oh, you're a gamer, you must drink Mountain Dew and eat Doritos.
Yeah. Oh. Like the Samsung ad was just like, hey, this is our TV and this is why it's good for gaming. And
yeah, it was actually kind of informative.
Yeah.
About like why it was a good TV, like the fact that it had like 10-year burn-in insurance. So if it ever like burnt in,
you just get it replaced.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a QLED. QLEDs are great. It was like 65 inches too, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Something like that. It was big. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it made me think about buying that TV, because I don't have a 4K TV yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm shopping around.
The one I have is a Samsung, and I like their 4K TVs. You know. So.
Yeah, my dad has a Samsung 4K, and I like it too.
Yeah.
So the advertisement was actually kind of successful in that regard. Everybody thought the Stadia ads was a joke, though. Like, nobody fucking took those seriously, you could tell. Like, on the internet anyways. And, like, if you, like, look at the chat replays every time a Stadia event comes on, like, a stream archive.
Oh, my God.
Everybody was like, this is stupid!
That's hilarious. Yeah, Stadia.
Yeah, I don't want to have to pay a subscription fee and then pay an exorbitant overpriced rate for games that I already own, that I don't actually own, that you can revoke the license from me for at any given time. I would like to own my things. Like, with Steam, there's no real sense of actual ownership, sure. But I can play my games offline. I can back up all of my game installs to a different hard drive. Yep. So it's like I physically own them. Which I've been tempted to get a fat-ass solid state to do that with.
Nice.
Get like a fucking like a massive multi-terabyte solid state drive.
Oh, man, just keep those games that aren't on Steam anymore on there.
Or just all my library, even.
Nice.
But with Steam, it feels like I fucking own my games. Because I can download them whenever I want. I can play them offline if I want to. I can play them whenever I want. I don't require a connection to a server to play them. I can refund them, which apparently you can't refund Stadia games.
Are you serious?
That's what I've been hearing, yeah.
That's dumb.
I can play them for 2 hours and refund it on Steam, which has saved my ass a few times. There's been a few times I bought some stinkers.
Oh, when No Man's Sky first came out, that's all I wanted to do, but I played half an hour over the time limit.
Well, I keep telling you, they fixed it.
I know. Well, it's just that I'm fine with owning it. So it's like, sure, was I regretting it after when it was first came out? Yeah. But now that I've seen what it's become, and sure, I haven't played it yet, but
it at least is starting to deliver.
Yeah.
And it looks actually pretty solid now. Like, I've been hearing that a lot of people have started playing it again because of the updates.
Was it Go? No, it wasn't Go, was it? No, it was Beyond, I think.
I think you're talking about the update?
Yeah, No Man's Sky Beyond.
I'm pretty sure it's Beyond, No Man's Sky Beyond. It was an alright year for gaming, though. Yeah, I feel like we got some pretty good, solid titles this year.
Exactly.
Got it was a bit of a dry spell, kind of. You can kind of tell that it was because 2017 was really when shit was kicking off.
Oh yeah.
Because that's when you got Persona 5. That's when you got Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
Ni no Kuni 2, I think, was 20. No, that was 2017. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, check my game case. It's right there on the shelf. It'll say it on the back somewhere.
Let's see.
You know where they do all the licensing shit?
2018.
2018?
Yeah.
I think it was the start of 2018. I think it was towards January.
Yeah.
So shit, never mind. Not that one. But still, I mean, Odyssey.
When did Spider-Man come out?
That was last year, 2018, September. But Odyssey.
Oh yeah, Super Mario Odyssey, along with Breath of the Wild and shit.
Was on Switch at launch.
Speaking of which, Switch is so far like the best console they've come out with since
since the GameCube.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fantastic. I love my Switch. I bought it with my tax return in 2018.
I have
I'm really glad that I did that.
I don't have all their main shit, but I have I think the good, important ones.
I have a lot of it, and I have my Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I got it signed by Patricia Somerset, Zelda.
Yeah, yeah.
She's real cool. She signs her autographs in Hylian,
which is dope.
And then
must have taken her forever to learn.
Right? That was my thought. But then again, they're kind of based on our alphabet, so it might be a bit easy. But no, every autograph she writes a personalized message in Hylian for you.
Wow.
She was an incredibly sweet woman. But I'm trying to... 2018 was... It was alright, but it felt kind of slow.
Yeah, everything I felt like was more paced out from each other.
Yeah, in particular with like the Switch releases. We had God of War at the very beginning of the year.
Great game.
And then we had Spider-Man all the way towards the end. We had Days Gone, but that kind of came and went.
Spider-Man, man. I loved that game when it first came out.
Oh, God. That was all you and I could play or talk about.
I got
for like 2 months.
I bought the fucking Pro for that game.
Yeah, he bought the Spider-Man PS4 Pro. I'm super jealous because I wanted it, but I couldn't afford it at the time. Because I was unemployed still.
Yeah.
And I wasn't unemployed yet. They were cutting my hours.
Yeah, yeah.
I was down to 1 day a week.
Ugh, yeah, I remember that.
Fuck Target. Don't ever work for Target, kids.
I can concur.
Don't do it.
But
I got... This year, you could feel the wheels burn, like turning. You could feel the fire in the engine starting to warm up and burn again. And like I said, first quarter next year's wild. And then there's all the other shit that's supposed to come out throughout the year that they've been announcing for the last 2 years. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's going to be
end of the generation is going to be probably the best part of this generation, most likely.
Well, I can't wait to see how, what are we on? 8, 9, generation 9? God, I feel old. Holy shit. That means that... Wow, we've been alive for like 4 gaming gens.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see what the next generation launches with. I really, really hope Spider-Man 2 is a PS5 launch title.
Me too.
I want it to be so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It would... Because if you've heard how fast 4 has loaded in on PS5's dev kits, it's like literal seconds. The whole game loads and never has another loading screen.
That's what I'm excited for. Hopefully, no loading screens. Like, fucking God. Imagine, let's say, I don't want this to happen. Let's get this, first of all. But they re-release Skyrim again. This time with no loading screens. Imagine just going to Whiterun, the doors just open, not having to load in the town. The town's already there.
Exactly. No, I have high hopes for this next generation. Both graphically and from like a gameplay standpoint. I feel like there's going to be a lot of crazy things that start kicking off in 2020.
Yeah.
What's going to be wild, though, is that there's stopping support supposedly for the PS4 in 2020. And that's when part 1 of Final Fantasy VII comes out. So you're telling me you're going to split the parts between 2 different consoles? Or going back to the question of whether or not it's backwards compatible with 4, which according to devs with dev kits it is, it has to be. You can't put a release that people have been waiting for over 20 years.
Yeah, and then just the next console after and then the second part.
Split it to force people to buy a PS5.
Exactly. That'd be fucked up.
You either have to release it on 4 still, or you have to have the 5 be backwards compatible.
Yeah.
I really think it's going to be at least with 4, but we'll see.
We
don't have much time to wait either. We have a literal year.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to come out in November of next year, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll see come E3. We'll have to do another E3
if they
podcast.
Do an E3.
We should do an E3 live stream if they do E3. Well, if they don't do E3, they'll do what they did last year where they do like state of plays instead. But we'll have to...
Oh, yeah, no, I'm down for
We'll have to start covering and staying on top of all that stuff because this next year is going to get real wild.
Mm-hmm. I think this next year's E3 is going to be crazy.
I think that's when we're going to get some Metroid. I think that's when we're going to get, maybe not gameplay, but an actual trailer. And I know we're going to get something Zelda, because we got something Zelda last year. Exactly. And it's probably going to be a release date.
Yeah.
Because assuming that Nintendo has done with how the development cycle the way they have in the past, they probably started working on Breath of the Wild 2 after finishing the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Which was basically in 2017. So they've had roughly 2 years to dev this. It took 5 between Skyward Sword to get to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild 2 is a sequel. It seems like it's going to use a lot of the same assets.
Pretty much, most likely.
I think 3 years is a respectable dev period.
Do like a whole Majora's Mask thing?
Oh, you mean like direct sequel?
Yeah, well, same assets. And...
Yeah, no, exactly. And you can flip it out the next year instead. But granted, they're taking more time with this because it's a much more massive game.
No, exactly.
But I think a 2020 November release date isn't very far out of the reaches of actual possibility. I feel like it's actually pretty realistic considering what it is and how long it's probably been in development for.
For a little while, yeah.
I don't plan on seeing Metroid Prime 4 actually released, though, until at least 2021. I'm pretty sure they're doing the HD collection, though, so...
Hopefully. I would love to play the HD collection on the Switch.
But we're going to see some wild shit, man. It's going to be exciting. We have been going for almost 2 hours. I think it's reaching that time, man.
Yeah. It's time to let everybody go.
We didn't once say what the title of this podcast is the entire goddamn time.